Memo bibi akwaba eba Melodies TV so. This is the day the Lord has made. The day Okudzeto ablakwa a promise Ghana for say obe drop expose on the National Cathedral na Ghana for ebe driomo. Na after going through Okudzeto's post, for hey me huwe dreamy. Hey, after Okudzeto ebe expose at the end, the wababe releasing won. For the American say yemu ana yen say asofo omu nim cathedral in sensem krono nsemo a ekoso no. For say politicians aye kan Ghanaian politicians ya kromfo omu ye crooks no. Due to sa expose we ya Okudzeto di aba no. Ama me hu ne say obekwo mukra na bia ensofo ni na train politicians no. I will explain everything because Okudzeto as usual na bro for sem na nyama na metretre bibie mu na obi ate ase. Now, answer na wo beti ase no. Won say company na ye kan say cathedral no ekoko bobosuan every company ne ho no. Okudzeto de babonte ma ye hu say company no nkrofo miensa na ye directors of the company. Baako papa bi a friend Johannes wo ye emse baomia personal prophet and baomia ne sofo Kusibuatin ne spiritual son.
Melodies TV on YouTube.
Asana edin baako. Now yemu nina no ni ye nim nkrofo tu no, but the last name ni ye nim. The last edino na your friend Edu Jemfi, Kwabna Edu Jemfi. Based on the relationship between the spiritual son and Kusibuatin, it near ye and say Kusibuatin na why link no among the spiritual son no. And that expose na Okudzeto diabano, not knowing the three directors of that company are yet 2.6 million Ghana cedis no. The third name Edu Jemfi no. Okudzeto the expose apa any details, any pictures are say Kusibuatin the second identity no. Osofo a friend Osofo Kusibuatin ende President Akufo-Addo Sofo Baomia Sofo no. Say any fake identity oyusu sa Edu Jemfi no. Na Okudzeto atre nsɛm so. Watre ID cards asanso abo Ghana card ne tax identification numbers nini na correspond a etre say the same person. Nti Osofo Kusibuatin and we create fake identity a friend Edu Jemfi this Edu Jemfi no ye nyama we sumu ase. And that is what the expose is about. Yankonko kenkan Okudzeto nsɛm a wode to dwa. O say painstaking and diligent parliamentary oversight with the gracious guidance of the omniscient and omnipotent has led to what can only be akin to Chabomba finding. Okudzeto nsɛm a wɔka ne sɛ Nyankopɔn na ebe mu Nyankopɔn na ebie nani ama botumi ayesa expose we a wode ebe. O say blatant corruption, conflict of interest, self-dealing and grand fraud have never been this majestic. I say it couldn't have ever occurred to us that the conduct of an exalted man of God during the sacred construction of the lost temple would leave an entire nation utterly dumbfounded. Also, you recall that in my earlier expose of the scandalous 2.6 million Ghana cedis cash transfer from the National Cathedral Secretariat to JNS Talent Center Limited, I pointed out that incorporation documents reveal that the three directors of JNS Limited, Talent Center Limited are Johannes Eshen, Sheila Eshen, and Kwabna Edu Jemfi. Inti Johannes Eshen no, ono na waye the spiritual son of Reverend Kusibuatin. Sheila Eshen nso ne yere. Now the third person, Kwabna Edu Jemfi na ye nim. I also later revealed that Reverend Johannes Eshen is a branch pastor of National Cathedral Executive Council member Reverend Kusibuatin's Power Chapel worldwide. Hitherto, the third director, Mr. Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi, has remained a mystery figure. I am now able to reveal the true identity of this mystery director of JNS, Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi. Definitely, the code has finally been cracked and the shocks to the marrow. Nti ha say no otre, so the third director, waka sa crutch na yesi ye mo 2.6 no. The third director Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi ni enim no, but Johannes Eshen any selection ne de ni enim mo. To say the expose of the third person no. It no kra ne ho adri no. Was unimpeachable and incontrovertible evidence confirms that Mr. Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi is the famous Reverend Victor Kusi-Boateng, who still serves as the National Cathedral Board as an executive council member / director. It is Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi ya listed as as part of the directors of Crèche now Wamuji 2.6 no. Not knowing Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi a Reverend Kusi-Boateng wa Cathedral Board ne so wa ye secretary wa board ne so no. Not knowing ono eno ye Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi. This is asemwa Okudzeto ablakwa woka. Also, for the avoidance of doubt, there is no distinct Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi. Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi is a criminal creation. Also, Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi no a criminal creation
Melodies
of Reverend
TV
Victor
on
Kusi-Boateng. The two are therefore one and the same. Inti Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi according to Okudzeto no, and Okudzeto will give further details. The entire worker say a criminal no. Inti Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi according to Okudzeto no, Kusi-Boateng critique Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi say what the bebo krono. Also, Reverend Victor Kusi-Boateng, aka Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi, thought he had outwitted every Ghanaian, particularly our authorities, whom he dribbled for many years, but the day of reckoning is finally here. From unassailable and irreproachable documents in my possession, Reverend Victor Kusi-Boateng, aka Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi, uses multiple passports and multiple identification cards and different names and different dates of birth as a special modus operandi. Inti osofo I friend Reverend Kusi-Boateng no. Asemu Okudzeto can say, we are creating identities, multiple identities. What they sebe or the bokro nonsem allegedly. That's what Okudzeto is saying. Into a software I friend Kusi-Boateng no, we are creating multiple identities with multiple cards. And the picture boss on we dinfu frofo bosso and no day yan nyama. Also, when JNS Talent Center Limited was being incorporated, he submitted a passport with the name Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi. Nti embrana womo eti JNS Talent eye crèche na ye send 2.5 million more mono. 2.6 million Ghana cedis no. A din and an ID card that would register eye Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi. Also, the passport number is into Okudzeto abo. And you see, my mama, that's one thing I like about Okudzeto ni expose. Or the passport number ni bibia beba nti
Melodies TV on YouTube.
Inti passport number and a watro at all. Also, at the time, he claimed his date of birth was 30th December 1969. Instructively, the passport bears his unmistakable picture. See passport in issue attached. Into Okudzeto we no. Obe posti passport pictures in but you go there. You see the picture and everything attached. Obe hu edino passport number. Into what person will check it from passport office. No obe to me akwa check it. No we who say Okudzeto asemo awo kan ye ntro and I say ye no kware. Also, Reverend Victor Kusi-Boateng has used other Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi passports. Their passport numbers are into what boss say Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi na Reverend Kusi-Boateng wo use no. Just say Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi passport now we creating and ba akopeu. Other ones can hold 3 into ononkwa or Kusi-Boateng passport or sanso or Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi nkwa 4 with different passport numbers. Our day yan nyama. Also, curiously, on 25th November 2021, the government of Ghana, through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, granted Reverend Victor Kusi-Boateng a diplomatic passport and a Hassan Asem no one. 2021 November, Abain Emma Reverend Kusi Boateng diplomatic passport. Diplomatic passport since the yenim. And just how you're connected to Aban and Obenya diplomatic passport. Diplomatic passport no more or you inform go through those checks I ain't Ghana for yana ye call abrochi and ye fat checks this and dabi diplomatic passport ye treaty to say oh ye a true. It is say your man a diplomatic passport not here. I say na assembly one. The diplomatic passport which expires on 24th November 2026 rather carries the name Kwabena Edu Gyamfi and not Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng. It's here for naturally say aban enim ade no mu bi because ye ma diplomatic passport a one e was say aban enimo ye enim wa ye ma diplomatic passport ye nim osofo say we ye president Akufo-Addo ne ba me asofo. In fact IGP kra ne personal sofo no that's the allegation friend saying Owusu Bempa de betu dwa say IGP ne personal sofo no enti ye nim say your friend of Victor Kusi Boateng aban dem say friend of Victor Kusi Boateng aban amano passport diplomatic passport edin ya wo passport ne so Kwabena Edu Gyamfi na tell say aban nim hu bi say papa no edin ya wo use no Kwabena Edu Gyamfi. I said there is no indication it is for the use of a reverend minister. It is diplomatic. I say its diplomatic passport number is into Okudzeto asan tro diplomatic passport number no ewo ho. Wa o pesa o check no kokko check it. Owie ye no me say all the pictures na aba o na wo behu. I said the story gets even more fascinating when the National Cathedral of Ghana was being incorporated on the 19th of July 2019. Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng used his driving license for the registration. For his driving license, he uses the name Boateng Victor Kusi. In a more bizarre twist, he uses a different date of birth, which is captured as 0709-1971. This date of birth makes him about 2 years younger than what is contained in his numerous Kwabena Edu Gyamfi passports. In Tiambra National Cathedral, yes, set your app. Set board members up. No, it sounds like you're board member ninety. What the driving license and a register yeah they setting it up. Now driving license in the day register no or you saw on Nankasa ni din driving license on Nankasa din Victor Kusi Boateng no what driving license and no use yet. But see, it has been very puzzling to further discover that the acclaimed man of God and confidant of President Akufo-Addo illegally has 2 taxpayer identification numbers. Into Okudzeto asanso atro identification numbers no wo. If you have the systems, you can check through and get all the information. Also, the Ghana Revenue Authority has made clear that each Ghanaian can only have one unique TIN and proceeds to prohibit individuals from having multiple TINs. Tax identification numbers no. Ghana ni bako ne also wunya. Now so Okudzeto find out say was so free okramienu, which is illegal. Also, deeper investigations expose a host of companies which Reverend Kusi Boateng operates as Kwabena Edu Gyamfi on the blind side of many. Tiwama yehune say Kwabena Edu Gyamfi din na allegedly Reverend Kusi Boateng wo use no. Say what the Kwabena Edu Gyamfi din no ebie enyuma bebre wo Ghana. Na nkrofo nsem wo mo kan say ebia enamanu so nti on pese nkrofo behu enyuma we bie nti na we use sa fake name no a wo de ebie sa enyuma no na tie enyuma ni din. These businesses are YC Construction Limited, Caris Consortium Limited, Caris Football Academy FC Limited, L Dunamis Media Limited, On Point One Laundry Limited, Vibrant Generation Chapel Worldwide LBG, Dunamis Chapel Worldwide LBG, L Dunamis Enterprise, and Duna Media Foundation. Some of these entities are registered to engage in small-scale mining. Small-scale mining is a galamsey. Just say, also for you, Okudzeto allegation, they say, the companies need be. Yeah, galamsey. Charlie. I say, my latest tracking of Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng, aka Kwabena Edu Gyamfi's travels, revealed that he used his diplomatic Kwabena Edu Gyamfi passport on the 12th of January 2023. That is an answer, Andrechi ya. O you diplomatic passport no, edi to kwan. Ya bo flight ni din KP021 from Accra to Lomé. He used the same diplomatic passport to Dubai on December 9, 2022, aboard flight EK787. Earlier on 20th November 2022, he used his ordinary passport on a similar Dubai trip. This shows that he's still actively using the two identities. Enti, omo doubting Okudzeto abo trips at say diplomatic passport no nanse ya enche. Endrechi ya wo use ye. Last month I will use ye. Last 2 months I will use ye. Not say o use diplomatic passport no. And I will DA to coin. Now, let's move on. Now, see, it remains exceedingly baffling why he keeps two personalities, one as a Reverend Victor Kusibwating and the other as Kwabena Edujemfi. Two personalities with different dates of birth, different passports, different things, different professions, businessman and prophet, and different addresses. What is he running from? Who is he hiding from? Does he suffer from dissociative identity disorder or multiple personality disorder? Having established beyond any scintilla of doubt that Reverend Victor Kusibwating is Kwabena Edujemfi, the Ekufuado Bawumia Oforiatta government, and the Executive Council members of the National Cathedral of Ghana owe the Ghanaian people some serious explanations. And indeed, because he is part of the board of the National Cathedral, it would be extremely surprising if they claim they didn't know this dark side of Kusibwating, aka Edujemfi. These explosive findings make the conflict of interest charge in the 2.6 million scandalous payment by the National Cathedral of Ghana to the shady JNS Talent Center Limited even more blatant, direct, offensive, and absolutely embarrassing. Now, Tia, clearly, Reverend Victor Kusibwating, aka Kwabena Edujemfi, sat on the cathedral board and literally paid his own company a staggering 2.6 million for no work done. Hey. Also, when the siphoning was completed, they captured same as constructed mobilization and presented it to Parliament, hoping that they would legitimate the dubious transaction and therefore get away with murder. It has also emerged from a JNS bank statement. It has also emerged from a JNS bank statement put out by plural NPP propagandists that Reverend Kusibwating Edujemfi's JNS Talent Limited received a whooping 3.5 million Ghana cedis from government through a payment by a controller with Swift code CODGGHAC on 23rd August 2021. Many are asking what Kusibwating Edujemfi's JNS, which operated a zero account for many months since February 26, 2021, when the account was opened before the sudden government transfer, did for government to warrant that huge payment. Now, as some Okudzeto kan wahani nane say, expose into sa JNS, one bank account ne kra say, and yes, 2.6 million ne pe. Ena aban esene koma eye sa JNS crèche school no. Na Okudzeto atre say, account of sa crèche school no ye bie account no February 26, 2021. Ye bie no February 26, 2021 na seke bie nim. E ho na aban ebe send 3.5 million. Aban be send 3.5 million. E koma JNS for ye crèche no. And sana later almost anso aba be send 2.6. Inti Ghana for ane ye ka se 2.6 million ne kra ne ye di kan ya send 3.5 million akokra deda. And this is from their bank records. The bank records of sa JNS no. And there nanka ye na ye nim say ebia Kusibwating ne spiritual son and as ade ne fa ne ho no. Okudzeto ama ya ba betia se wo no kra na sha ase in the name of Kwabena Edujemfi. Obie account no February na sika bi enim ehwa nti Okudzeto atro Swift code no a etrese aban controller and accountant general eno send sika no call Inti sika ne kra na enye 2.6 pe na ye di kan ya send 3.5 million Ghana cedis ansa na 2.6 eBay. International Cathedral for nsem o kan say 2.6 million bosia e no mo boy no. The old 3.5 name. And also if we also this appears to confirm justifiable criticism that the cathedral project has blasphemously become an avenue for money laundering. Having stripped Kusi Boateng naked, the earlier ridiculous concoction that JNS is a benevolent lending institution collapses. JNS must therefore refund our 3.5 million and our 2.6 without further delay. It Okudzeto can say, sa expose where our diaba no and it say, as some more beka say, Bosia no mobile 2.6 and can intro because you who say, Mudin can send 3.5 million. Emano. Inti no so mumra metremu because mo say 2.6. Yes, ye di kan send 3.5 million man. And the sanso be send 2.6. Na mo say 2.6 de pe e na ebosia inti 3.5 na mo di kan send ye ne enen so e de na mo beka. Inti Okudzeto the demands be eba. Very simple demands. Also one, the immediate resignation of Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng aka Kwabena Edujemfi from the board of the National Cathedral of Ghana. Kusi Boateng Okudzeto asemo can say on resigning as board member of the National Cathedral on resigning. Two, also Reverend Victor Edujemfi aka Kwabena Edujemfi must be compelled to refund all taxpayer funds diverted into his company JNS. Tisike bia yetia ama JNS no. Onfa Ghana fo sika mbre. 3. Reverend Victor Edujemfi aka Kwabena Edujemfi must be subjected to thorough credible investigations and prosecution for his many other offenses which have now come to light. So say boni bebrebe awedi a wo use different names e wo Ghana no etia Ghana mra. Wo say mra eni ni bi. 4. President Akufo-Addo must outrightly dissolve the board of the National Cathedral of Ghana. National Cathedral board members no. So we'll say Akufo-Addo dissolve it. 5. A special forensic audit must be expeditiously commissioned into the National Cathedral project. 6th, also further actions. 1. I shall be petitioning SRAJ at 1 p.m. today, invoking its mandate under Article 218 of the 1992 Constitution to investigate the odious conflict of interest. It Okudzeto say, or the assembly will call SRAJ. Edi assembly na kwa koto mu nim say the air cost no any. 2. I intend to file an urgent question when Parliament resumes for the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs to inform Ghanaians why Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng qualified for a diplomatic passport and the nature of due diligence, if any, her ministry may have carried out. Inti a ministry no and are responsible for diplomatic passport. Ti afe Okudzeto si obebisa wa Parliament minister no say adenti and I okoma Victor Kusi Boateng no diplomatic passport under the name of Kwabena Edujemfi. Embra na munim say enye ne real name no na tresa mo nso mo ka ho bi nti mo mbra mbeye mo ho ano. 3rd one, I also intend to file an urgent question for the finance minister on exactly what JNS did to warrant a colossal transfer of 3.5 million from our taxes and why that transaction did not find expression in its 339 million unconstitutional cathedral withdrawals as presented to the vote of censure committee. God save our republic. Ghana first. So Okudzeto nsem our dear ban shaking the foundations of the National Cathedral. A prophet or a minister of God who is very close to the president, the vice president, and the IGP. Was your secretary to the National Cathedral, no? This is what is going on under National Cathedral, no? The air course no any. And Senya Meka no Okudzeto went on to release evidence, and this is the evidence. Oh yeah, Kusi Boateng nim enebo passport yi emu. Ba wo hwe din a o yusu a Kwabena Edujemfi din, date of birth na ebo ho no, everything showing Kwabena Edujemfi. Meanwhile Kusi Boateng din. Now another Kwabena Edujemfi, another part of Kwabena Edujemfi, and also ne nimu an ebom, his face en ebom and everything. Passport office and a boho different passports from the other one. Shall passport number no G12 and a boho no, right? Now shall passport number no different. It's another different passport, the same face, different passport ID, but the same name. Republic of Ghana. This one is also another one. Hey, when they diplomatic one no. DX no, and a diplomatic one no, and also the name and a boom, the Dean Kwabne du Jemfi. Meanwhile, this is Kusi Boateng's face. So 3 different passports with the same face, but Kwabne du Jemfi Dino and different passport IDs. And this one also, Osha Kusi Boateng Ankasa ne Dean Boateng Victor Kusi Boateng ne Dean ne nim and a boom and all that. It's here for. Ochiami awo ni masemka. Ose nana mwasumu a muntie. Na I'll do further broadcast on this particular matter. Ache minim. Ade we amaye no. Ache may further ones na mobetin sem. Munche mwa your comment box the moment I say.